What's happening, everybody? This is your boy Smitty from DetroitManagement.com. My review on the Detroit Lions loss to the New York Giants 23-20. Now, I know I'm off frame, but, I'm testing some things. As you know, I'm a videographer. Typical Lions. I'm not as upset this week as I was last about the loss because, the fork got into the road some time ago when we started talking about whether or not Schwartz is going to be the coach of the Detroit Lions. And, the writing's on the wall. There are a lot of things that we can talk about within this game. Namely, of course, the same thing that we've been talking about all season, the turnovers. And you could talk about Matthew Stafford, even Reggie Bush and his fumble. All of these things have come into play. The Lions are top 5 in 3 categories. Number 1 is turnovers. Number 2 is interceptions. Number 3 is drop passes. Now, this is all in the offense. But the more important category is the turnover ratio. I think the Lions are probably leading the league now. They were, I think, -13, and I think they're now probably -14 or something like that. Well, I got to bring up something to you all. I got an audio book some time ago, Tony Dungy's Quiet Strength. I recommend this book, whether you read the book itself or you listen to it on audio. And one of the things that Tony Dungy brought up early in his career about the things that he wanted when he was hired in Tampa was being top 5 on the plus side of the turnover ratio. And I bring that up because, Dungy did that in Tampa, and he took it over to Indianapolis. And playing Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks, all of that helped. But to be honest with you, when you set a precedent for your team and you have expectations, you pride yourself in those things. And Dungy being a defensive coach, he took care of business on that side of the football. Now, they had a great defense in Tampa. They didn't have a great defense with the Colts. Being on the plus side of the turnover ratio, it takes 2 things. One, the offense has to not turn the football over a lot. Now, I know there are going to be turnovers throughout the year, interceptions, fumbles, etc. But your defense also has to get turnovers. And I bring that up because Schwartz is a defensive coach, and the Lions have not gotten turnovers defensively. Now, all year I've talked about the turnovers of the offense. But to be honest with you, the Lions haven't done a good job of getting turnovers themselves. Now, Glover Quinn did get an interception in this game. But, let's just be honest. When you turn the ball over offensively and you put the defense back on the field, you put a lot of pressure on the defense. A lot of people on Twitter have brought up things about why the Lions are having the problems that they having. And, everything is relevant. And I don't like to use the cliches because they get redundant. And I like to take that out of it. But it doesn't seem like real football when you take the cliches out of it. So, I can have fun with them. But let's just be honest. These things that are happening, uncharacteristic drops by Calvin, not so much. He's dropped the ball plenty of times throughout his career. Although the Lions do throw the football a lot. And then, too, you can also add to the fact that Stafford himself makes it difficult for some of these receivers to catch the ball. But some of the receivers have dropped the ball on their own. So, there's always a flip side to everything. And everything that the fans are saying is correct. But when you look at the football game itself, it's hard to grasp all of the things that happen to the Lions in so many football games. You add the penalties. You add the bad play calls by Linehan, which I haven't been hard on Linehan. He's made some bad play calls, but, players have not executed some of these plays also. So, there's enough blame to go around. You want to talk about Gunther Cunningham, you can throw him in there too. So, you got Schwartz on the list. You've got injuries on the list. You've got Stafford on the list. You've got the bad secondary on the list. You've got drop passes on the list. You've got the defensive line not getting home on some of the sacks on the list. All of these things just add up to the Lions really just not having a really good team. But the team is not just based on talent. The talent is there. They need more. They need more talent. They need more discipline. They need more focus. They need better coaching. All of these things wrap up into one. That's the product that you put on the football field. And I'm speaking from football sense because, you know, everybody can say things like, oh, same old Lions. Oh, it's just the Lions. What are some others? Typical Lions. Only the Lions. And here's the new one. They are the junior Cowboys. We're another version of the Cowboys. You know, like I say, we can have fun with them, but I like to make football sense out of it. But the problem is that it doesn't make sense. I personally think it's time to get a coach in here that's going to help Matthew Stafford sit him down, get his footwork correct, and make sure that he's able to take care of the football, take a sack. You know, he's still throwing the ball around. There was a couple plays today where he took a sack, and that was cool. But, you know, you can show growth, but, I mean, let's just be honest, man. The toe-to-toe with a guy like Eli Manning, who is having his career worst season, and you show up and you can play worse than him. Joique Bell is just constantly the workhorse of the Detroit Lions offense. I'm not about to give out season MVPs or anything like that, because even if I went to the defensive side of the ball, it'd probably be DeAndre Levy. And then if you want to say special teams, I think Jeremy Ross is having an outstanding close to the Lions 2013 season. But we're not here to do all that. And I know a lot of people probably want me to roll into the offseason and talk about the possibilities of getting a guy like Bill O'Brien from the Penn State Nittany Lions. But, you know, let's just be honest. There's a lot that has to happen. We still got another football game to play. You know, and I'm laughing because I want to keep from crying. Let's just be straight up. The Lions are 6-3, and here they are. The best they could possibly do now is 8-8, and that's what I picked the Lions to do. And it looked like the team has quit, not only on their coach, but it looks like the coach has quit also. Schwartz looks like he doesn't even know what plays to call, or, you know, what type of game he wants to play. You know, I'm just up in arms because, like I said, it doesn't make football sense. So go ahead, do me a favor, roll off all of the cliches. This your boy Smitty from DetroitMansRoom.com. I appreciate everybody that's checked in at DetroitMansRoom.com, the website, everybody who's followed us on Twitter, followed us on Instagram, and liked the Facebook fan page. So one more game to go, people. I'll holler at y'all.